OT, double OT. We're back, episode number 10. Guys, we're still making adjustments. This is the Kaizen lifestyle here. You know, every episode things get better. Last time my mouth was a little bit too close to the microphone. Apologize for that. You know, I was a little bit too fired up. Davis and I, very passionate friendship. But speaking of passionate friendships, today I have someone who I'm even more passionate about, Landon Elmore. Thank you for jumping on, man.
My boy, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so Landon is one of the youngest guys on the team right now, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You just turned 18.
Yeah, I just turned 18. Was it 21st today?
22nd.
22nd. I turned 18 a week ago from today.
A week ago. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, bro.
18. 18 in Montreal, you're legal. You can go out drinking, doing all the going to clubs, doing all the going to country clubs, all that stuff. You're not into that, though, are you?
No, I mean, I don't do that too often. I think the age of consent here in Texas is 17, so you can do most of the stuff here, but unless you go to like 18 plus clubs, and that's about all you can do.
What'd you do for your birthday?
I didn't do much, actually. I kind of just I went to eat with some friends, hung out with my family. That's what I value most, though. I just like hanging out with my family. I'm not too much of a going out kind of guy.
Nice, man. So you went back to Houston?
Yeah, I went back to Houston for a little bit. I went back to do the IBJJF Houston Open first, and then after I cut some weight for that, I celebrated my birthday with my family.
Nice, man. I saw you did very well at the IBJJF.
Yeah, it was cool. I had 3 matches, 3 subs. It was quick work.
Good, man. Good. And then where'd you go with the family?
We ordered some food at the house and opened cards and presents, stuff like that, because my birthday is the same day as my mom's.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so we kind of celebrated all together.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Nice. What kind of food did you guys get?
You probably know this place. It's called Saltgrass. Have you heard of it?
Of course.
You've heard of Saltgrass?
Yeah, man. I've never been.
Oh, bro.
But it's a steakhouse, no?
Yeah, it's a steakhouse.
It's a steakhouse, yeah. I just got back from Michigan. I was traveling for, seminars and whatnot, and I discovered Texas Roadhouse. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been?
Just discovered Texas Roadhouse.
I just discovered Texas Roadhouse in Michigan, not even in Texas. I've been living here for what, 3 years?
For real? You just discovered it?
I just discovered it. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was just the convenient thing. It was something that was open. I was getting done with my guy. Shout out to my guy Monarch. Amazing guy. Mentor. Love you, man. If you're hearing this, you probably will never hear this, but Texas Roadhouse, great experience, man. The buns, the bread buns.
I'll kill those buns, bro. I went with Christos and a bunch of other people one time. We were competing in Houston, bro. We killed like a lot of buns, bro.
Yeah, the buns, the fresh buns with the cinnamon butter.
So good.
It doesn't feel like real butter though.
No, it kind of tastes like. I mean, bro, it's good regardless. I'm not a very picky eater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Houston, that's your home base, right?
Yeah, it's where I was born. It's where I've always been. 18.
So what year were you born? Let's do some math here.
I was born in 2006.
2006. Jesus Christ, man. When I think about that, 2006 for me, I kind of remember what was going on in my life.
How old are you?
31 now.
No, how old were you in 2006?
2006, 13, I believe.
You were 13.
Yeah, 13, and I had just moved from Saudi Arabia to Montreal.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that I lived in Saudi Arabia?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I lived there in compounds. I've probably said it on other episodes, but not my own. But in Saudi Arabia, they have a lot of expats that go and live there for work, for opportunities, for different reasons. But it's crazy because in these compounds, you're kind of not isolated from the actual Saudi Arabia, but you don't get the full picture. You're living in, it's basically a gated community. And I had a lot of British friends, people from Scotland, England, Ireland.
So a lot of different cultures.
Yeah, a lot of Dutch friends, Filipinos, other kinds of Arabs. So a lot of Egyptians, a lot of Jordanian, Syrian.
Just a lot of different types of cultures.
Yeah, that's man. Crazy. Yeah, I've lived in many places, and then when we moved to Montreal, there was I remember there was war in Lebanon. There was war
at the time.
Yeah, there was war. Wow. So that was an extra reason why we moved. Actually, there's a war. No, it's crazy. 2006, because now the war is back on in Lebanon, and there was crazy war in Lebanon. So
it's terrible, right?
Yeah, man. It's a sad thing. War is not cool. Yeah. And what makes it worse is the conflict it creates between people, the different, nationalities, different backgrounds, when it shouldn't be the case. It creates tension between, Arabs, let's say, and people from, you know, Israel, people from certain parts of the world. But it's like it's not even like the civilians aren't even the people who are, you know, like choosing this to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a friend of mine, he gave me an analogy. He's like, yeah, if you put two different kinds of ants in a jar and you shake it, then they're gonna go at each other. Fight, you know? So there's someone with an agenda manipulating and preparing all this thing.
You think so?
100%, man. 100%. Rich want to get richer, you know? And you start making a little bit of money and you want more money. And then it's like kind of a vice, you know?
Right, it keeps going.
Money's kind of a vice. You get some and then you want to do more. You want to do more. You want to do more. And then you go to any extent to make more money.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean? So it's a sad thing, you know, but what can we do? We can talk about it, you know, but talk about it in a positive way, I feel.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know too much of like the politics of like, I don't know every detail of why it's happening. I just know that like it shouldn't be happening, you know. I don't think it should be, at least.
No, 100% agree with you, man. But it is what it is, man. We're here to talk about you right now. We're here to get to know you a little bit better. Landon Elmore, background, born in Houston.
Yes.
100% American.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm actually half Mexican. My mom is Mexican.
Yeah.
And then my dad is Caucasian.
Caucasian. How close are you to your Mexican side?
I mean, people don't really like know whether I'm Mexican or not. They just see me as white.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm too connected to it. I mean, I have family and I know them, but it's like I'm not too into it.
Not really? No, you should, man.
I know I should be. I mean, I'm proud of it. I'm just not like you know, I don't know any Spanish, like stuff like that.
Yeah, I know more Spanish than you. I know a lot more Spanish than you.
You definitely know more Spanish than me.
Damn. No, you should. I honestly recommend for you. We'll get to your hobbies in a little bit, but I think your next hobby or your next interest is number one, learning Spanish, and then, hey man, I just got back from Mexico. I had a couple of seminars lined up. I linked up with Ivan. You know Ivan? He comes and trains with us sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like curly black hair.
Yes.
Yeah, he comes down and trains. Man, it was a great experience, man. Mexico is such a nice place. The people like so loving, like so like heartwarming. You know, like very close.
They're very welcoming.
Very welcoming.
I've never been.
You know, people when they describe Japan, you know, they're like,
This
oh,
is
Japan
super
is like super clean, super organized, everybody's super disciplined. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not saying it's exactly like Japan, but it reminded me of some of those traits that people talked about.
That's good, the idea, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was clean, super clean cities, man. Very nice people. The food was good, training's good, and there's a lot of potential, man, in that part of the world. Like teaching there, I was teaching like pretty complex stuff. You know, like when you're teaching seminars, we'll get to teaching in a little bit, but when you're teaching seminars, you're not always catering to, you know, the most like the newest people in the room.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you kind of gotta speed it up. You kind of like, some people want to go in a certain direction. You kind of gotta speed it up, right?
Right.
But no, man. Even speeding it up, I felt like people were like had a lot of potential. People were very attentive. They were picking it up pretty quickly. So I'm gonna be going back there for sure. Maybe you should come with me, man.
Dude, I'm down. Take me, bro.
Have you ever been?
I've never been.
Never been to Mexico?
Nope. That's what I'm saying. I need to like go explore that more.
And it's close, man. It's not like me. Like, say for example, I'm like Canadian Lebanese, but it's freaking like a 17-hour journey to get to the Middle East, man. You're right there, man.
Right,
One
right.
direct flight.
I've been to the border before, like on the border of Mexico, but I never went past.
Why'd you go to the border? What were you trying to do, man?
No, I had a super fight like really close to it, and I was with my mom, and she just wanted me to go see it. It was like super late at night.
Yeah. So you said your mom is Mexican. Yeah.
It's on her
Do you know
side.
which part of Mexico?
I do not. I would have to ask.
Wow. My man, Lenginho,
I need to educate myself.
You gotta
some more,
connect
bro.
yourself. Those are your roots, man.
I know, dude. That's
A
what I'm
little
saying.
bit.
I would like to be connected more to it.
Okay, so you're more like Houston. You
Yeah,
know? Houston,
definitely more
100% American.
Yes, sir.
Born and raised. You went to school. You went to school in Houston.
I was homeschooled all my life.
Homeschool?
Yeah.
All your life? Really?
Yeah, I started at 4, pretty sure.
4? Home? Who homeschooled you?
Originally, it was my grandma. I started out with my grandma because she just liked doing that. She was originally like a school teacher.
Yeah.
And then, like later, I moved on to doing school with my mom in like 8th grade, I think.
Okay.
8th or 9th grade for sure.
Okay. With your mom, what happened? Your grandma just was like, oh, mom.
No, it was just like, it wasn't really like anything happened. I just started doing school with my mom.
Okay.
Like I started being home more, and then it just kind of happened. Because
So
my mom homeschooled my younger brother and sister, and then I was always with my grandma. And I
Okay.
ended up just going with everybody else.
Okay, so you were homeschooled. That's you get to do anything. Like, do you have like any memories from 4 to 8, like doing things like outside of home because you were homeschooled? You weren't like leaving the house too much.
I mean, not really. I mean, I would usually wake up pretty late. Like, it's a pretty lax like school education
Schedule.
Pretty lax schedule.
Yeah.
I would wake up late, eat, and then I would do my school. It'd only take like 4 hours to get everything done.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, it'd be like, let's say I started at 12, like 12 to 4.
Wow.
And then I could do whatever I want for the rest of the day.
Wow. No, man. My memory from school, it was a little bit
It's
rough.
probably a little bit different.
Wake up 7, empty stomach, take the bus, go to school, sit there for I don't know how many hours, and then it's I don't know.
Definitely very blessed.
Yes. Do you do anything outside of school from during that time? Like any activities, any sports outside?
I used to play t-ball a lot when I was younger. I used to play soccer as well.
What is t-ball?
It's like baseball, but you basically just set the ball up on a tee. And then you swing it. It's like for kids. It's like
baseball for beginners.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And then I started playing soccer, but I actually got kicked off the soccer team when I was younger for pushing over my own teammates.
You
I was
just
super
for
rough.
pushing?
Yeah, like I was really rough. Like I would like kick my other teammates out of the way, or like I would trip them on purpose.
What?
Yeah, just because I wanted.
You practicing your exercise, man? What's going on?
Yes, from day one. No, I just really wanted to like score on my own. So I feel like my parents thought I would always be good for like a solo sport like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't really do too well in team sports.
So you growing up, your initial dream was like what, to be a professional soccer player?
No, I actually wanted to be a marine biologist growing up.
Marine biologist.
Yeah, bro, I love the ocean.
How'd you really?
Yeah.
But because Houston's close to the water, no?
Not even. I just was really interested. Even from a young age, I loved like sharks and like just the ocean in general, dude.
Really?
I still think it's really fascinating.
Yeah. Do you still like keep up? You still learn about it?
Yeah, of course. Like
Really?
I feel like with so much information available nowadays, it's like so easy to be educated on something.
What's
like
your
the ocean?
What's your first memory about like marine biology or like sharks, or do you have like your first memory, like the first thing you saw or one thing you read about or an image you saw that was like, wow, this is blowing my mind. This is super fascinating.
Growing up, we would always go to, there's like an aquarium in downtown Houston. Okay. And I would always go there with like my grandma, my siblings, and my cousins and stuff. And it's just really fascinating to me. I got to touch like stingrays, like in the water. You could like touch them.
Touch them, but they don't sting you, huh?
No, they like, I think they would like cut off the stingers or something.
Oh, damn. Because the sting is on the tail, no?
Yeah, on the end.
I remember, I think it was in 2015. I'm not sure which year. But anyways, I went to my first like couple of months into Purple Belt. I went to Nogi Worlds. It was in the pyramid. I believe it was in the pyramid. Sure. Yeah. And in Montreal, like during that time when Nogi Worlds happens, it's like cold. It's like winter, and it's there's no beach.
There's nothing around. Yeah.
So I'm there. We take a jog. We had to cut weight. We ran a little bit. I remember I was with Ethan. I was with Donald and Ayman Zahabi.
Dude, the OG crew. Bro.
OG crew from TriStar Gym, and the guys. I think PO too. No, I don't think. Dude. I don't think PO. I don't think PO was around. But I think it was back when literally the OG crew was a guy called Donald Marcelin, Haitian, Ethan Crownston, you know him, and then Ayman Zahabi. Ayman Zahabi was still brown belt at the time.
Wow.
And we were like, yeah, let's go to Nogi Worlds. Oz group. Oh, and Tom Breeze, but Tom Breeze came and met us like a day after. Okay. Professional MMA fighter.
Nice.
Anyways, I'm like, oh, that run was so amazing. Let's go take a dip in the water and everything. And then boom, I take a couple of steps in the water. Stingray, boom, hits me right.
Stingray hit you, bro.
Of all like places where I could step on, I stepped on a stingray, man.
How did it feel?
It was very painful. Very, very painful.
Bro.
I was crying, man, from the pain.
You're crying?
I was crying from
the pain. Is that bad? I've never been stung.
It was painful, man. It's really painful. And then we went to they took me to the emergency. All you have to do is put your foot in hot water or someone pee on it.
Oh, really?
You didn't know? Marine biologist, man. You don't know that? You should be like, yeah, of course.
Well, bro, I mean, I knew you have to like pee on certain like
jellyfish.
What are they called? Yeah, jellyfish things. But I didn't know about stingrays.
Yeah, it was painful.
Would you do that for me?
I would pee on you?
Yeah, if I get stung by a jellyfish.
If I'm hydrated enough, yeah, for sure.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
I'll whatever I can do to help my man Langino.
This is a real friend right here. This is a real friend.
No, yeah, exactly. Brotherhood, not even friends, man. It goes beyond friendship. But anyways, yeah, it was a rough experience. And yeah, if anybody's listening and you get hit by stingray, don't go to the ER. They're going to try to charge you all kinds of things, man, just to put your foot in hot water. oh, you need to do X-rays, you need to do this, you need to do that. All you need to do is
trying to take from you.
Yeah. And they're like, there's no way you're competing the next day. There's no way. And then I got bronze. Not the result that we wanted, but it was still good.
What belt were you?
Purple.
Purple belt.
Couple of months into purple belt, man.
Dang,
it was
bro.
good.
That's
man.
pretty good for like an early purple belt.
Dude, I remember it was like a couple of months after I had met Gordon and Gary.
Oh,
and
okay.
they were there cornering us. And Gordon, I remember that time Gordon cut 162.5.
Oh my god.
Gordon cut the 162.5.
Like
he looked like
unfathomable right now.
That's
crazy.
Yeah, he cut the 162.5. He was there cornering us. Gary was there cornering us. It was crazy, man.
That's like what I am right now.
You're 162.5?
I'm like 160 right now. That's crazy to think that he was close to my weight at one point.
Yeah, and then he had the same, like a little bit, like the frame was pretty much
well, obviously, yeah, you saw the same frame. Like
yeah,
tall, kind of wide.
Down. Crazy, good memory, man. Good memory. Yeah,
That's
so
awesome, dude.
thanks for bringing up the Stingray there. That brought up some good memories, man.
No, of course.
So marine biology, you're playing soccer, okay? You're playing baseball. What ages did we get into grappling? Where does that come into the picture?
I started jiu-jitsu at 12 years old, and then I just kept training until then. I figured out that was like that's what I wanted to do. Was when I started. Yeah, my dad put me in like a Gracie Baja gym.
Okay.
And I just he gave me like we did like the free trial, and he was like, "Yo, if you like this, you can do it, and if you don't, like you don't have to do it." But I fell in love with it. I really liked it.
Okay, so after you beat up a couple of your teammates, okay, after you foot swept a couple of your brothers, your parents started to be like, okay, this guy maybe needs something a little bit more physical, yeah. Mm-hmm. So when did you stop playing soccer?
Let's see. I played really young, dude. I was like maybe.
I played too, by the way, huh?
No, did you?
I was like know?
6 or 7. No, I didn't.
You didn't know? I played up until like I was 19.
Oh, dude. Like really playing?
Fanatic. Like I knew I still know so much about like at least that era, that part of like that period of time. I know so much.
My little brother is super into soccer right now, actually. Like he can name like all the players. It's really funny.
I can still name players from like old World Cups and things like that. Yeah. My first email was after like, you know, back in the day we had MSN. There was no Instagram, no Facebook, nothing. It was MSN, and then you had to pick like
what's MSN? What is that?
MSN Messenger. I don't even know. Like Hotmail. It was like
like that.
You know Hotmail? Yeah, that's the thing. MSN. It was Oliver_Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho was my guy, man.
Let's go.
You know Ronaldinho?
I don't, bro. I'm not educated in soccer at all. You'd have to ask my brother Caleb, dude.
Ask your brother Caleb. I'll ask Caleb for sure. He knows Ronaldinho. I mean, he's retired now.
I don't know anything about soccer, dude.
He's gone down the path of partying and everything. You know those Brazilian soccer players. They tend to
fall off the wagon.
They tend to enjoy the superstar lifestyle a little bit too much. Mm-hmm. But we're not like that. Clearly, you're not like that. You don't seem like the kind of person to be excited to make money to do that kind of stuff. No,
I mean I'm pretty introverted in general, so I feel like going out has never really been my thing.
Yeah,
I'm more of a stay-at-home kind of guy.
Do you ever think you'd be doing a podcast one day?
No, I never. When I started jiu-jitsu, I never thought I'd be doing it.
Yeah.
No.
What did you think when I asked you, hey, Landon, let's do it? Initially, I felt a little bit of resistance from you. He was giving me these excuses. Oh, I can't do it. I gotta look after the cat.
I had to watch my cat, dude.
I had
to watch my cat. You gotta respect it, dude. I was so down. That's why I'm here right now. We made things work. The cat's in the other room right now. He's comfortable.
Yes, everybody's comfortable. Dude. But you're doing good, man. I mean, look, honestly, I know, like, I don't want to like paint stereotypes, but I feel like most grapplers in general are kind of to themselves.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Jiu-jitsu guys are pretty awkward, I will say.
You think?
Yeah. Like I'm pretty good at socializing. Like I can talk to whoever, but I feel like most of the jiu-jitsu people I met are kind of not weird, but like they're pretty like to themselves, awkward. Like it's like a nerdy kind of sport. Yeah. Ironically, because it's super physical.
Yeah, but I feel like it's important, man. It's important to. I don't want to say you want to force yourself because it's not natural, but I feel like most people obviously they care about jiu-jitsu, but they also want to get to know the person doing jiu-jitsu, you know, not like just robots.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's important to like. I feel like it's important for you to do things like that. Jump on podcasts, let people know who you are, what you do.
To get to know the grappler.
Get to know the grappler, and that's for me. That's one of the reasons why I like doing this podcast. Actually, I get to know, I get to meet you guys. All the episodes so far have been teammates, from Roca.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody
getting to know your friends.
Getting to know you guys. Of course, eventually I'm gonna want to, spread out into maybe different teams, different sports, different things. But I feel like at least for grapplers, yeah, it's important to, step out of your comfort zone. They say step out of your comfort zone. That's kind of one of them. So yeah, I appreciate you, Landon, for stepping out of the comfort zone a little bit and doing this episode with me, man.
Dude, thank you for letting my cat stay here.
The cat can stay here. You can leave, but the cat stays.
The cat stays.
He's my cat now.
All right, bro. Just feed him.
Yeah. So 12 years old. How'd you decide jiu-jitsu was the thing for you?
I felt like it was just for me. Like, when you do something and you just feel like it's for you, like you feel like it's your thing, whether that's like a hobby that you find that you like. I feel like that's what it was for me. Yeah. Like when I started, obviously I got beat up, but I just thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. And I feel like when you started jiu-jitsu, was it like the first time that now you're in like within a group, within like a little community? Because you homeschooled, you had obviously your teammates from soccer, from baseball. Did you stay in touch with them?
No, I never really knew anybody. Like there's a big stereotype around being homeschooled that like you have no friends and like you don't know how to socialize, which is kind of true. I mean, there's no opportunities for you to make friends unless you're in like another sport or something like that.
Okay.
But I feel like I've always been pretty good at like socializing. Like there's adults you can talk to. Yeah. I grew up going to church, so I would just talk to my friends at church and different adults. So
nice, man.
Stuff like that. I feel like I was always pretty fine talking to people.
Yeah, I mean, we're like as human beings, we're like that's how we we're interdependent.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know what I mean? Like that you gotta like be able to socialize. But okay, so during practice, soccer practice, baseball practice, you weren't like making friends?
No,
or
not really.
Not really.
No.
But in jiu-jitsu, that's where you started having like.
Yeah, I loved the idea of having a community that is all like focused on one goal, is just to get better at what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I made friends at my gym, and then once I got Instagram and like figured out there's a whole community of people doing jiu-jitsu, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. So I used to always try to make friends at like the tournaments I go to and like talk to different people.
Okay.
So even like when I go to tournaments today and I bring friends with me and I have to say hi to like a bunch of different people.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
So wait, you mentioned competitions. Did you start right away? 12 years old, right away you started competing?
No, actually, I didn't compete until I was like 13 or 14. I waited a little while. I waited like 2 years. I'm pretty sure.
That's good. That's not bad, man.
Yeah, I wanted to compete earlier, but I think I just wanted to work more. I liked the idea that my progression was based off of my own hard work. So
okay,
I'm only as good as how hard I work. So I like that. So I wanted to work hard enough till I could be good enough to compete.
So you probably started in the gi, right?
Yeah, I did.
No, that's good.
I did gi only for like 3 years. I've been training for 6.
That's crazy. Damn. Yeah, that's true. 6. Simple math, huh? No, that's crazy, dude. Just 6 years of training and you're already at that level, dude. You're one of my like go-to rounds, man.
Thank you.
I've been training for 12 years. Yeah, man. So first year and a half, describe to me how that time was. Was like challenges you faced. Like the things that stood out to you. Who were you? Who did you look up to? During that time when you were when in the beginning of jiu-jitsu.
When I started, I wanted to focus on getting better. I didn't really know anybody outside of jiu-jitsu. Like I didn't realize there was like I didn't know what ADCC was. I didn't know I didn't know any tournaments. Didn't know anything. So that's what I'm saying. When I got like Instagram and I figured out there was like a whole different community out there, I got like super excited. But I only found that out like until when I started competing. So my first couple of years, I was just focused on like just training and trying to learn this cool sport.
So first couple of months, first year and a half, no social media. Was it better? Did you like it better without social media?
No, I mean, I'm a fan of social media. I think it's useful. I mean, like, over consuming it is like kind of a lot, but
it is.
I mean, I find myself doing that sometimes, but I think it's useful.
There's pros and cons to everything in life, but I feel like if used the wrong way, man, social media can be like pretty toxic. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would say so in certain situations. Yeah. I feel like if you can just stay out of that. Yeah. Like, I feel like I keep to myself on Instagram. Like I do my reels, I do my posts, and I talk to my friends. That's about it. I feel like you're gonna have to put yourself there in order for it to be toxic. Unless it's like taking up your life, like you're always on Instagram and stuff like that. But I mean, we train all day, so it's kind of hard to be on something all day. Yeah,
but I notice myself, like, let's say done teaching, done training, hop on social media, see something, maybe you're not like, just see whatever, and then it can just trigger you the wrong way. It can make you feel worse. Yeah. It can kind of affect kind of your mindset at that specific time.
It's crazy how it can influence you. Like one reel or one post, it's like it's really interesting.
Or something that someone did, and then you end up comparing yourself, and
yeah, true.
Now you end up not feeling too good about yourself and things like that,
Right.
you know. But it is what it is. So, but at least for you, it helped you out a little bit more, no? In the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like comparison is the thief of joy. Like, I feel like if you're always comparing yourself to, like, other people and other things, you're never going to be happy.
No.
So I try
sure.
to avoid that.
Yeah.
I mean, I find myself doing it sometimes, but I feel like I always have to reset myself.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm on my own path, on my own journey.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly, man. Exactly. That's very important. You bring that up. So true, man. It's everyone's gonna have a different path, different journey, different timing. You know, things are gonna come at a different pace. You know what I mean? Okay. So who are some of the first like high level guys that you found out about when you got Instagram?
You're gonna laugh at me, but I always looked up to Levi Jones.
Oh my god, that one
Bro, I
hurts.
loved his bolos. I looked up to Keenan Cornelius actually. I used to watch his subscription thing. Like before I knew anything, he would have like it was called like Keenan Online or something.
Okay.
That's when I first learned about lapel guard. I would always do it in the gym, like as a kid, like
Yeah.
I loved it so much. I was like, wow, this is insane. And then I discovered when Levi beat Lucas Lepre at that 1 Euros.
Yes.
That's when I discovered Levi was. I was like, oh, this guy's so good. I love his barambolos. And then I
Yeah.
started learning barambolos from then as well.
Yeah. Speaking of barambolas, I was one of your friends just now, Vince
My
Barber.
boy Vince Barber.
Barberi. Vincenzo Barberi.
My baby. I hope he's watching.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna force him to watch it. I'm gonna force him to sit in front of the screen and listen to this. And his buddy Joe Myers. But how did you run into them? Because they're also like really into barambolos.
Well, I'm in a group chat with like a lot of other teens, and I met Vince through that. We just started talking, and then I saw him at ADCC. We finally met, and then we were just, we kind of vibed with each other.
Yeah.
I got his Snapchat, and we talk a lot. Like, he's a cool dude.
You guys crack me up with your Snapchats, man.
Bro,
Crack me up.
he's the one who snaps me a lot, dude. I'm
Get
like,
out of here, bro. You snap them back just as much, man.
I know, bro. I gotta return the love, bro.
You're sending
What can I say?
snaps as well. And then I'm telling him, man, like you guys send each other snaps. It's just a picture of your face. Like there's nothing, like no like context, no caption.
I mean, we talk a lot, but it's mostly just like like a Snapchat streak is, right? Like you can just keep the streak. It's like a dopamine hit, bro.
Is it?
It is, yeah. So it's like and that's the only reason why, bro. I mean, when we text, we usually just talk. Like, we don't send the photos to each other.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of gay.
I mean, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. I feel like it's just funny me looking at it. I never really had Snapchat. I feel like this is the funny way of communicating and then staying in touch with your friends. But hey, man, if it works for you guys, if you guys like
that's what we do, bro.
The group chat. Who came up with the group chat though?
My friend Logan. A long time ago, my friend Logan. He trains at Standard Jiu-Jitsu.
Standard. Where's that?
With DeAndre and Greg Souders.
On the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you know him then?
Well, I know him just through like following each other on Instagram. And then one day he messaged me. He was like, "Hey, do you want to be in like a group chat with other people?" And I was like, "Sure, dude. Like, why not?" Right? And then at the time, it was only like 10 people.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Now?
And now it's like 30.
Okay.
There's a lot. There's a lot of people like Achilles Rocha's in there.
Okay.
Jet's in there. There's a lot of people in there.
Can I get in there?
Yes, bro. I'm sure they would love you.
I've been telling Christos, put me in the group chat. You put me in the group chat. Why are you not putting me in the group chat, man? Why are you hiding from me?
He's not the mod, bro.
Hey, you
He's
can
not the
send a
mod.
message. Get me in the group chat.
He's not even. I can send the message for you, bro.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm probably not gonna really interact in the group chat, anyways, man.
No,
but
it's okay. There's some people that just hide and watch the messages, but
yeah, but I'll just read sometimes if something funny comes up. But it's good. It's good. You see, like for you at least, social media has been like a tool for you to connect and meet people and everything. It's good. And it's important for us, man. It's important for us to promote yourself. Seminars, whatever instructionals, whatever it is that you're gonna drop. It's super important for you to you learn how to utilize it. We're at a day and age now where things are changing. Before, when I was 18, that didn't, like, it wasn't, that's not how things worked. Now a couple of years later, that's where everything is. That's where everything is going towards. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's huge. I feel like it's a good way to get your name out there, like to network with people. Yeah, that's always been my goal, is to network and get my name out there. So.
Okay, so hold on. We have Levi, legit guy to look up to. Keenan as well, by the way. Like you picked good guys to inspire you early on in your training. Who else, man? Who else did we have? Like some of the first influences in jiu-jitsu.
After being gi focused, I was just pretty focused on those guys because they're super cool.
Okay.
And then as I learned about like ADCC and no gi, I found out about a guy named Gary Tonin.
Yeah.
And he's always been my favorite grappler. Like I just thought he was so cool. Like his
Yes.
match with Hanato Kanuto. I feel like
Yeah.
as I started learning about nogi and started like going more into it, I learned about more people. And Gary,
Okay.
he's always been a favorite of mine. So I started trying to like not emulate him, but try to take some things like early into my nogi career.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure. Gary, I say it every podcast. I'm gonna say it on every chance I get. Gary's a huge influence in my game, man. Early on, purple, blue belt, not blue, maybe no, purple and up. I started seeing
Definitely
Gary.
early in your career.
Yeah, and then I started seeing him in real person, seeing him do these things. So huge influence to my game. I would love to have him on the podcast one day. I think he would be a great guy to have. Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
yeah. If you guys are listening to this, give us the impressions. Let us know. Gary Tonin, yes or no? It better be a yes.
Definitely.
So how'd you hear about ADCC the first time?
I think my dad was my dad knows more, or at the time knew more about jiu-jitsu than I did, so he would like show me different matches. The first ever jiu-jitsu match I saw was Eddie Bravo versus Royler Gracie.
The one at Metamoris?
Yeah, before I knew anything about jiu-jitsu, my dad was like watching and I was like, what's that? And he kind of explained it to me. And then ADCC was it 2019? I think he was watching and he kind of introduced me to it, and that's kind of how I found out. And I discovered it was like actually a super big deal, so I liked it a lot. Yeah.
2019, Mo Hassim, he was running it. It was the first time he runs an ADCC in Anaheim. That was pretty nice ADCC.
That was really cool. It's really surreal to be able to meet all these people now. Like I've met Mo, I've met Gary, like I met Levi at ADCC. Like it's just crazy seeing all these people that I've looked up to and do look up to. Like being able to see them in front of me.
Okay, so you're still at Gracie Baja during that time. Like you run into you start finding out about Nogi. What is it? 2019. What? How old are you at that time?
Well, I started after my first couple super fights under Gracie Baja. I moved to a gym called Carlson Gracie. It was really good. I just wanted to. I felt like I needed to move, just to keep leveling up. I wanted to be more serious with competing.
Okay.
So I moved to Carlson Gracie. Great people there. I trained under a guy named Jared.
Jared what?
His name was Jared Chafee.
I think I know that name.
Do you?
Chafee. I mean, there's a lot of people with similar names, but.
Oh yeah, I've been training with the Baileys. They're cool.
Baileys?
The Bailey girls. They train under Carlson Gracie in Houston. Okay. They're cool. They compete around the area.
Yeah.
Well, they're cool. I started going there. I was still doing gi at the time, and then let's see. Started 2018. I say around 2021 or 2022. Yeah. Is when I decided to start really focusing on nogi. So around that time is when I discovered like ADCC and like really like looking at grapplers like that, like Gary.
Okay, well you discovered it. Say around 2019, no?
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I really started focusing on it like 2021 because at the time I loved gi. I was like, oh, I don't really care. Like,
okay, so what happened? Like you were in Houston this whole time, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what point you found out about Gary? Mm-hmm. Okay, you found out about ADCC. You're fired up. Like this is something you really love. How did you start to come down to Austin? How did that happen?
Mm-hmm. Well, I moved to a nogi only gym in Houston called Darkside, and
okay, what made you want to go there?
I wanted to pursue only nogi. After discovering like the nogi hype, I really wanted to start doing it, and I felt like I loved it. Okay. So going there, I did trials for the first time. They introduced me, so it was cool. And then that's what got me into nogi. And then I found out that John was teaching in Austin. And I was like, well, I have to go. So we started making trips to RGA. And I ended up getting invited to Roca.
Okay, how did that happen?
How did I start going to RGA?
No, RGA, I get it. You saw John, you saw John was teaching there. We moved from Puerto Rico. We moved down to Austin. Mm-hmm. And then right away you started going to RGA?
No, it was after a while. I didn't know John taught at RGA for a long time. I actually found out through Christos. I did Enigma for the first time I was still under Carlson Gracie when I did Enigma. And I was just talking to Christos. I knew he trained under New Wave, and I was like, yo, how'd you get in there? And he just introduced me, and I was like, yo, John teaches. Like, I think you can get invited. You're good.
Really?
Yeah. So I owe it to this guy right here for
Christos,
letting me know.
Enigma Invitational CEO.
Yes, sir.
Official sponsor of the podcast.
Yes, sir. Going on this weekend in Austin, guys. I mean, the episode, I don't know if it will be dropped, but you guys can rewatch it. $6 a month. Good. It's a pretty good deal.
Good deal. Cancel anytime.
Yeah. I got the OG members deal.
What is the OG members deal?
Was it like, I'm still $5.99, right? Yeah. It's $6.99 now, but I got the $5.99 OG price because
Do I get the OG price?
Yeah, you've been subscribed for a while. Yeah.
Anyways, Enigma CEO right here making it happen. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
what was your first? When was your first Nogi super fight then?
I was selling to Gracie Baja. It was like
Carlson Gracie.
No, Gracie Baja was my first Nogi super fight. It was like a while back. I just we did like classes, and I was like, oh, I'll do a super fight. It was cool. It was like 2020. I was like a draw, but I was like, this is cool. At the time, I was still super focused on gi, so.
But when was it then that you met Christos? Which super fight was it?
It was at Enigma in 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Okay, here in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the venue?
Yeah, it was at RGA, the old RGA.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought it was like Enigma. It was like one of the first events in Austin. Like he just come down. Like it was like Enigma 7.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Enigma 6 or 7, like something super early. The one after Joseph Chin and Andrew Tackett.
Oh, the one after that one.
Yeah, I was on that one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because that's how I discovered Enigma. I was like, oh, this looks like a cool show. I'm going to come down and do it. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how I met this guy right here.
So that's when you decided to go to Dark Side. That's when you decided to make the move.
Yeah,
switch.
I was like, this is pretty cool. I'm going to keep doing Nogi.
Okay. How was it at Dark Side? What was your experience like?
It was great. They taught me leg locks. I didn't know any at the time, so they showed me how to do all that. They showed me like Nogi style. Definitely a very a big impact on my game.
Okay.
I owe it to those guys, Victor.
Okay, so
Victor and everybody else there.
which Victor?
Victor Posas, the owner.
Okay. Yeah, I see him for sure. I'll recognize him.
Yeah, I mean you've been there, right?
I have been. I remember competing way back. Like they had the BJJ Kumite.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. I've heard about it. I wasn't there, but I heard about it.
Yeah, I remember competing there. Went down again with the OG crew. I was with Ethan, P.O., Donald too did it. All the TriStar OGs.
So y'all had like a crew that y'all would just travel and compete?
Yes, we had a crew. We would travel. We compete everywhere.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? But we do that now too, no? That's what we do now, no?
We do, bro.
I've had trips, like we've gone to similar cities, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Where like Phoenix, Dallas, what else?
We've been to all the ADCC Opens together pretty much.
We've been to a lot of ADC Opens. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Dark Side, good experience for you.
Great people.
And then from there, you started going back and forth to Austin.
Yes.
Describe what it was like when John talked to you and then told you to come to Roca. What was that like?
It was awesome. I was actually leaving class, and John was like, "Hey, Landon, can you wait a sec?" And I was like, "Oh, sure." And then he came up to me and asked me if I wanted to come train, and I was like, "Yeah, definitely."
Someone put in a word for you, or was it just
no,
like?
it was just off of training. Like I didn't want to get in through like people asking for me. I wanted to get in through my own hard work. So I came there for like a week. I think John was on filming, so okay. I think it was Gary and Nicholas taught. For the first week I was there.
Oh, the first
week. And then
there.
2 days after John was there, I got invited.
Okay.
Yeah.
You must have been pretty pumped.
Yeah, I was really excited. I think my dad remembers like me walking to the car like looking super happy, and he said that's when he knew I got invited.
Oh.
Yeah. I would all to my dad. He drove me like almost every day back and forth from Austin to Houston.
That is crazy. That's a grind, man. That's like 2.5 hours every day, no?
Mm-hmm. We leave super early in the morning.
What was that like? You wake up? What time?
Wake up. Let me see. At the time, RJ was starting early. Wake up at like 5 or 6, and then drive.
5 or 6.
Super early. It was like sometimes it would change, like 5:30, 6. Like it just depends on when we would leave.
Okay.
It was just super early, dude.
Wake up, no breakfast, huh?
No, we would bring sandwiches to eat in the car.
Sandwiches?
Yeah, just to get through the day. You know, we would eat and train.
You see, if you're connected to your Mexican side, you would make some bombast.
Bro,
like
I'm a basic dude. I just like peanut butter sandwiches. What do you eat? What kind of sandwiches do you eat?
If I'm gonna make a sandwich, I'm gonna make some cream cheese, smoked salmon, capers, tomatoes.
Bro,
onions.
give me a peanut butter sandwich and I'll kill it, dude.
So you had peanut butter sandwiches for breakfast every day?
Yeah, pretty much. And then we would just drive.
What kind of bread?
Just like wheat bread. Like
wheat bread, normal wheat bread, man.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not fancy, dude. I just give me some bread, give me some peanut butter, and I'll destroy it.
Yeah, but we gotta bulk you up, man. You gotta.
Oh, I am. I'm just cutting for pans right now, dude. That's it.
Your frame is I can tell, like, because I see you very often, but when I left for since ADCC, I can tell your frame you filled up a little bit, man.
Yeah, I'm trying. Obviously cutting for pans is like hindering my
don't cut, man.
Bulk. Bro, I'm not cutting that much. I just weighed 153 and I'm doing 149. I was bulking. I was like 163. Damn. And then now I'm like 150.
Keep coming up, man. I think you'll end up being a 77 kilo guy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Damn,
in the future,
man.
for sure.
Just wait for me to retire, please. Please wait for me to retire.
Bro, how long? You got some time left, bro. It'll be a while. You got like 10 years left.
I want 10 years. I want 10 more years.
You're gonna be like Lovato, bro. You're gonna be like 60 years old.
I want to be like Lovato, yes, but some things I don't want to be like Lovato.
You want to be like Lovato? Why?
Not everything. I mean, I want to have my own kind of, like way of doing things.
Right. I'm saying like still doing adult divisions.
Yes.
At his age.
Yeah, adult division at that age. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
That's what I'm saying. You still got a lot of time, dude.
You
got like 30. How old are you? 31.
Want to keep it natty.
Keep it natty.
Want to keep my skin looking nice and young. Yeah. Christos, let's flip that camera. Let me see what I look like real quick. Yeah, you see? I mean, when people see me, man, they think I'm mid-20s, man.
Bro, you look like not a day over 20, bro.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
You're just being polite.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, dog.
You're just being polite with me, man. No, you're being too kind, brother. Okay, so wake up. We got sandwiches. That's it. You're fueled up by sandwiches.
Set for the day, and we'll go. I mean, we only had to do this certain drive for like a week. So
no way, bro. You were doing this for way more than a week.
Well, to RGA.
RGA? Okay.
Because originally I was going to RGA before I got invited. So the schedule was different. When I got invited to Roca, we would have to leave. Morning classes started at like 8:30 at the time. So we'd have to leave at like 4:45 in the morning. And
4:45 in the morning?
Yeah, pretty early. Because at the time it was like a longer drive to Austin. And classes would obviously start earlier.
Yeah.
That was in the very beginning. We would drive super early.
4:45. What time you going to sleep?
Like 9.
9 p.m.
Yeah,
you
like
fall asleep.
Like 10. Yeah, I would go to sleep because I'd be tired from like the training before.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right.
That's a healthy lifestyle, though, man.
We would bring food, and then we would go lift in between sessions. Me and my dad together, and then we would hit the second class, and we would go home. At the time, it started way earlier. It was like 2 and 8:30. So.
Damn, but that's a good lifestyle to have.
It's a good schedule.
Going
my
to
dad,
sleep early.
He definitely grinded for me.
Yeah.
Woke up every morning and took me. So.
Yeah. How was it? Like your dad? Was he working like from his laptop in the car, waiting for you? Like how?
Yeah, he would work like from the car, and then he would just take me. I mean, super grateful. And my mom would stay home with my siblings.
Okay, homeschool them.
Yeah.
That's nice, man. That's sick. So you fueled up. Peanut butter sandwich, good. Okay, you get the Roca. What was the first what were your first impressions going into Roca?
It was really surreal. I mean, it's still, I'm super grateful to be there. I mean, it's still kind of surreal. Like when I sit back and think like, wow, I'm training with all these guys. Like it's super awesome. But when I first got there, it was just like stars. Like it was really cool.
Yeah.
I remember my first session. I think Juan ankle locked me.
Juan?
Yeah.
Juan. Yeah.
Well, at the time, Juan was like 140. Like he was my weight.
You've come a long way, brother.
Yeah, still come a long way.
Now Juan doesn't leg lock you anymore. No more leg locks from Juan.
He's got some size on me now. I'm sure he could still leg lock me.
You think? I don't think so, but your defense gone so good, man.
Thank you, bro.
I have a hard time doing anything to you right now, man.
Yeah, we have good rolls.
Yeah, we have sick rolls. Yeah, who else? Juan, one of the first guys you trained with. Who else?
I remember I trained with Christos my first sessions.
Okay.
I think I like heel hook you my very first session, and then after that you never let me leg lock you again. Remember? No, that's what I'm saying though. I heel hooked you, and then you never let me get anything on you ever again. No, dude, seriously, because we would joke about it. No, I swear, dude. I swear, because you would joke about like me not tapping you ever again. I'm not making this up. We
gotta have Christos on the podcast, man. This is the most energy I've gotten from you, Landon, since we started. We gotta have Christos on the mic, man. That way we can have the explosive Landon behind the mic, man. I like that so much more, man. Who else, man? Who were some of the first people that like had an impression on you like earlier on in Roca?
No, well, like when I used to go to RGA, I went to Nassif's class a lot. So my first session, I partnered with Nassif. He was really cool. I think he just trains at RGA now, but at the time, he was cool to train with.
Okay.
Juan, Reese, Christos. All those guys were super cool to train with.
Yeah.
When I first came, I knew them beforehand, like from Enigmas and stuff like that. So I already like had a somewhat relationship with them. Yeah,
I'm trying to remember the first time I noticed you. I was like, here comes another kid. Freaking New Wave Daycare here.
New Wave Daycare. Yeah. I was the only kid at the time.
You were?
Yeah. Helena came a month after me.
That's true. You were one of the first ones. I see the parents. The parents like gives me like daycare vibes. But it's good, man. I like it. I feel like the young ones in the room like really serve as an inspiration for me. Serve as like motivation. It keeps me young too. Seeing the grind. Mm-hmm. You guys waking up super early, driving down. That's really cool, man. Honestly, I need to be surrounded by you guys a little bit. And even now, just coming back from Detroit, I was around, like I'm telling you, Vince and Joe. Yeah, those guys are your age, man. They're cool. 18, 17. And like, I'm not saying I want to stay, like, I want to keep that mindset forever, but I feel like being surrounded by that keeps me like, reminds me of the hunger that I once had as well. You know what I mean?
You don't feel that anymore?
No, I feel it's a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now,
It's obviously different
31,
now, like,
you know, I want to have a family one day. You know, I want to, you know, open a gym one day. You got to think about these things. You know what I mean? You got to think about how can I set myself up to have a certain lifestyle that, you know, will like optimal lifestyle that will keep me healthy. And, you know, so you got to try to make moves, you know, try to teach, build your brand, go out, you know, put yourself out there in different ways, because competition is good. You know, competition is great, but it's only a small percentage of jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean?
Most of it is teaching. I'd say like a large percent of it is teaching.
A large percent of it is teaching. What about teaching? When did you start teaching?
I would teach. Actually, my first time teaching was at Gracie Baja. They let me teach on like Saturdays sometimes, to like the kids class.
Oh, very early on.
Yeah, I know, very early. I was super grateful for that opportunity. And then my first time like really teaching was actually like a while back. I teach at like Violet Crown, like right next to Roca. That was cool. I did that for a little while. I taught my first seminar in March. That was definitely like a big point for me. I like teaching a lot. I wish I had more opportunities to do it, for sure.
Teaching more?
Yeah, I love teaching. I just wish, like, I want to get better at it, and then to get better at something, you have to do it more often. So I tried to do it through reels, like, you know, teaching through reels, but it's not the same as teaching a class, you know.
No. But it's good. It's good that you've gotten into it at a pretty early age, man. What was the feeling like when you taught your first class?
It was great. I mean, I felt in charge.
Yeah.
And as a kid, that feels great. So yeah, it was just cool.
Yeah. So you started at Gracie Baja. What about Dark Side? Did you teach at all over there?
No, I never really taught at Dark Side. I was mostly just competing around that time.
Okay.
I was getting to know leg locks, stuff like that.
And now when you start going at Roca, you said Violet Crown close to Roca. How did that happen? They just reached out to you?
Yeah, they just reached out to me after a while. I'm pretty sure Asif taught there at one point.
Yeah.
And they knew him, so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he did that for a little while.
Yeah. And then what about privates? Do you have like...
Oh, yeah. I consistently do privates. That's another thing that I like doing.
That's really good, man. Privates will, like, you know, because you have different people with different problems. And I feel like when you start teaching and you start exploring different kind of topics, I feel like that will really make you better instructor.
It really helps. I usually do at least like one a week, for sure.
And that's going to help you a lot. Yeah.
I definitely would like more, but one a week for me is like good to stay sharp with my teaching.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, teaching, yeah, it's something as you keep making moves, you know, as you keep growing in the sport, I mean, the opportunities are gonna start coming, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Without a doubt, the doors will start to open. My advice is, you know, obviously local scene, you know, give back to the local scene where you came up, you know. That's always a good place to start. Maybe the Gracie Baja where you started now. Would you not like to go back there?
No, I mean, that'd be awesome.
Reach out. You're still on good terms, no?
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Reach out. Go teach there, you know. Go to the Carlson Gracie. Go teach there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm sure they'd love to. I mean, that'd be awesome.
So, Landon, aside from teaching jiu-jitsu, what's going on right now with you?
I mean, not much, dude. It's just jiu-jitsu. I feel like I don't do much else in jiu-jitsu. Like, I like watching different shows, and like I like watching YouTube a lot. But most of my time is either on like Instagram or jiu-jitsu. Yeah. What's on your YouTube feed when you open the app? I think video games. Like, I like watching people play video games, or I like watching wrestling, or it's like a lot.
What kind of video games?
I don't know. I play like Call of Duty, or I play like
Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's just like different. You know, anything like an average teen would play. Yeah. Like just Call of Duty, stuff like that. What about Fortnite? I play Fortnite too. You play Fortnite? Why didn't you mention Fortnite then, man? Because you're not supposed to mention that you play Fortnite. Why not? It's like it's not for kids, but it's like mostly a kid's game. Is it? You don't really talk about it. I don't think so, man. I think a lot of adults play Fortnite. Yeah, Vince plays it. Vince? Yeah. He's actually good at it. I've seen a lot of adults play that stuff, man. And I used to play Fortnite as a kid. I played it when it came out. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I played for a long time with my best friend. Okay. What about future plans, man? Like, I know it's a little bit too early for you right now to be talking about future plans, but like, you know, aside from competing, what do you see yourself doing one day? Definitely opening a gym and teaching. I don't know where. Maybe not in Texas, maybe in Texas. I'm not sure. Wherever I find myself, but I definitely would like to settle and open a gym and teach for the rest of my life. Is there a specific, you know, kind of audience you'd like to teach and then cater to? What do you mean, like super competitive people or white belts? Competitive people, I don't know. Like, I feel like whatever comes my way, man. Like, if I end up with white belts, it'd be great to bring up some white belts. Or if I end up like in a super competitive gym, then I'd love to do that as well. I feel like I can do anything I want. Yeah. No, I mean, you're gonna end up with people from all walks of life. You don't have the choice, man. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't say whether I'm gonna get one or the other. I know I'm gonna get whatever comes my way. Yeah. Is there like a specific kind of, you know, audience that you prefer? Like, you think you see yourself working more with, like, you know, people with, I don't know,
certain goals, like maybe hobbyists?
I'm pretty versatile, dude. I can do both. Like if I get with like a super competitive person, then we can talk complex moves, or if I get with like a hobbyist, then we can talk like basic stuff.
Yeah.
I want to be versatile. I don't want to be just one.
You know, I used to think I'd be like, oh man, I want to work with athletes. It's so much more fun and everything. But man, there's joy in all levels, man. There's joy in all levels, because at the end of the day, those different levels, they're gonna like kind of give you a better understanding of the positions, the moves, you know, the game in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, at least, working with, you know, I teach consistently here at Black Widow MMA. You know, I teach there consistently, and then there's a lot of day one people that walk in that have never done any sports in their lives.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's helped you a lot.
So much, man.
That's awesome.
Because now I'm at the point where I have to split the class in two.
Oh yeah, you were telling me this.
I don't have the choice, man. Like there's a group of people, they've gotten to a certain point where if I'm showing them day one stuff, it might be like, well, to be honest, they can all use fundamental reviews, right?
We all can.
But I'm noticing that by splitting it in half, my ability to teach these fundamentals and my ability to break things down and then kind of analyze their response to it is making me a lot better of an instructor.
That's awesome.
Like not just instructor, just the understanding of the positions, the understanding of how to teach, how to break things down is a skill in itself, man.
That's what I'm trying to like pursue, man. Like I would love to work on that, like my teaching skill set. I know it's kind of early, but I would still love to develop that early as well.
No, I mean it's gonna come with time. You're still super young. You know what I mean? I mean, there's nothing stopping you from, like, you know, studying positions and all that. But even knowing them, even knowing all the moves, when it comes down to like breaking it down for a group of people, it's just so interesting how each time it looks a little bit different.
Right.
You know, each time it's a little bit different. When I see, you know, a group of friends, they come in and then they start training together, I'm like, oh well, they're reacting a little bit differently to a certain move than like these people here. So it's just over time, like the pieces fall in together, and then you just, I don't know, man, you just become better at breaking down this information. Right. You know, it becomes a lot clearer. And I feel for, you know, things like online teaching, like to cater to, you know, people from all over the world. That's awesome. Is going to be very beneficial for you, my man Landon.
I've done a private over FaceTime before.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting. Yeah. And it wasn't even, it was like, I was just like watching them and they were doing moves on the mat. It was really funny. It was this dude from like, it was like Philadelphia, I think. Okay. It was either Pennsylvania or Philadelphia. I can't remember, but it was really funny. He just reached out to me. He was like, yo, can I do an online private? And I had never done one before. I was like, sure. I was like, what do you want to do it over? He was like, is FaceTime cool? And I was like, yeah, we can do it over FaceTime. That was an interesting private, but it was cool.
I've never done an online private before.
Really?
No. But I was thinking of starting. There's a guy who keeps asking me, hey, when you coming back to this area? When you coming back to this area? I'm like, bro, I don't have any plans on coming back. It's Ohio.
Oh.
I have no plans of going back to Ohio right now.
That's kind of random.
So I'm like, hey man, what we could do, you could send me like a footage of you training, you know, send me that, then we can go over it together, and then I can send you some drills.
Right.
You know?
No, that's awesome.
Because I feel like you send them. It's
a coach.
Yeah. I feel like it's not the same as like someone being hands-on and then showing you the actual technique, but you can still get a lot of value from it. No.
No, I agree. I mean, I feel like there's not really a difference. I mean, other than you being there personally, like I feel like it's good. I mean, same instruction, you're just over a phone. Yeah. That's what I like about like the being online as well. It's just so much easier to do certain things that you couldn't back in the day.
Yeah. No, it's definitely something that I want to explore too, man.
Yeah.
Lenjinho, what about strength and conditioning? You're starting to fill up. You know, you're getting at that age right now. How do you feel about like getting into like, I don't know, do you lift?
I lift like 3 times a week.
You're for real?
Yeah, like I'm trying to be consistent. Like when I don't lift on the week of competition, just risk of injury or hurting myself. Yeah. But usually when I'm in like an off season, I try to lift 3 times a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay. And then what, you have someone to help you with that, or how does it work?
My dad usually gives me certain workouts to do because he's pretty big himself, so he's just, you know, gives me certain days and certain isolated body parts to work with. I don't know too much about it, but I feel like what I do works. So
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be it's something that complements your training. It's never gonna be the main thing.
You're right. You know? Yeah, that's why it's only 3 times a week because I train so much. It's like it's hard to be super consistent. So I try to divvy it up as much as I can.
What about you mentioned off season? How often, like how do you like to like run your off season? How often, do you like to go into off season mode? How does that work for you?
When I'm competing a lot, I usually just try to compete as much as I can each weekend. So usually it'll be like 3 or 4 weekends in a row. Like right now, I'm doing Enigma this week, and the next week I'm doing Pans, and at the end of the month I'm doing ADCC Austin Open. So this is like a grind season for me. I'd say after that, maybe in like December. Besides Worlds, it'd probably be an off season for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like during the holidays.
Yeah, maybe like December, January will be an off season for me if I don't do Worlds.
Yeah, because the off season, you can really play with the length of it.
So it gives me time to get better myself. Because right now I'm just working on staying sharp for competition, but then I can work on new skills and also get bigger. So
yeah, no, for sure,
for
sure. No, I feel like people say, oh, there's no off season in jiu-jitsu. I think there are, but they're going to be a little bit different, and the length is going to be a little bit different than like in other sports.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a football off season or soccer off season that's 3 months consecutive.
No.
You got to make your off seasons a little bit shorter in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I mean it's only like a month or two, like not even 2. I'd say a month at the most.
A month, yeah. But even like when you're going into competition, during an off season, you want to lift in a certain way, right? Mm-hmm. You want to lift in a certain way where you're building strength, because just like in your jiu-jitsu training, you're kind of mixing up like what kind of things you're working on, some roll sets you're mixing up, scrimmaging, some roll sets you're working on overtime,
right? Some
roll sets, so same thing with lifting weights. I feel like sometimes you got to focus more on linear strength, just straight lines, good control, good time on detention. As you get closer to competition, you want to bring it up a little bit, add power, add like a little bit of explosive stuff, endurance, so
that's great advice. I'm gonna start doing that. Like,
yeah,
changing it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I go and work with Guy Monarch, my trainer. And then we always deepen my understanding with him, like of how to mix up these things. Like right now, I'm getting close to main character, getting close to EBI.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Now I'm starting to mix things up. It's not just I go into the gym, I just do straight line, and then I just do strength work. Now start incorporating power, incorporating different kind of energy systems. Some things is static. You get out of the static, you go into explosive stuff. You get into explosive stuff, you do linear stuff. So you're mixing different energy types. You know what I mean? Like the way you expend energy, different ways. Some of them is more isometric, some more explosive. Some things is more endurance. You know what I mean? So you got to learn how to play around with these things. But it's good that you're already, building a foundation,
Yeah, it's just a start. I'm sure I'll get more advanced as I keep lifting. I've only been lifting consistently for a small amount of time, so
yeah.
I still need to build a schedule. It's only been a couple months. Like right before ADCC is when I really started lifting consistently.
Yeah, you did the ADCC, huh?
Yeah, I did the youth championship.
The youth championships. How was that? Tell me about that.
I mean, it was an awesome experience. I didn't win anything, but it was like.
Me neither, man. I'm 4 ADCCs deep.
I heard this guy laugh at me, bro. You suck. Yeah. Bro, look at him. He's snickering in the corner. Did you get invited to ADCC Youth Worlds?
I'm not 12.
He's not 12, he said.
Nah, dude. I mean, it was an awesome experience. Mo did a great job at making us feel like pretty welcome. We got cool tracksuits, just like the actual ADCC competitors.
Yeah.
We had cool walkouts. We had face-offs. But yeah, I mean, it was a cool experience.
You like that experience?
Yeah, I loved it.
So did it fire you up, like to do the main ADCC? What was the aftermath?
It was like it was like a taste of what's in the future for me. Obviously, I was kind of depressed because I just lost like both my matches. So it took me a while to actually focus on the positive and be like, wow, this is just a small part in what I'm actually going to be doing in the future.
No, but I appreciate you for being open about it and talking about it, because myself as well, after each ADCC, I have a little bit of a like, I don't call it, I don't want to go as far as calling it depression, but it like down, little down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
I wouldn't
important.
say depression's a strong word. I would say I was pretty down because I didn't want anything.
But you can say depression is like, I feel like I think it's like frowned upon to talk about these things. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people look down on men talking about their feelings a lot. I just feel like it's like there's a good balance.
What do you think about that? What do you think about like the society making it so that painting the picture that men shouldn't talk about their feelings? What do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm coming from the standpoint of like, well, my best friend just committed suicide, right? So I'm coming from the standpoint as like people. I think people need to talk.
That's crazy.
I think you can't, especially men in general. I feel like we're often told to like keep things in, which I think is like you shouldn't be a crybaby about certain things. But I feel like it's good to have that one person you can talk to and be like, hey man, I'm going through a really rough time. Can you help me? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was that for my friend. I've known him for like 12 years. Just,
really?
You know, yeah. He's my childhood best friend.
Serious?
Mm-hmm.
You guys met through sports or?
We met it through church. I met when we were 5.
Oh man.
Yeah. I've known him for like, I had known him for like 12 years. And I think just recently passed away.
Recently?
Oh yeah, like right before ADCC Dallas.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't want to compete. I did anyway.
ADCC Dallas, it was June. Damn, man. May his soul rest in peace, man. Did you know a little bit, like, what was going on? Did you, like, because he opened up to you, do you know, like, roughly what was...
He was just... I mean, he's always been a cheerful guy. I mean, he was just kind of... He just turned 18 as well. We're similar in age. So he was just kind of trying to figure out what he wanted to do in life. You know, sometimes this can be a lot for people. He was trying to figure out what he wants to do, you know. Yeah, I think he had a girlfriend at the time as well. He's just juggling all that. It's a lot of emotions for a young dude.
Yeah.
I think it kind of got too much for him.
Got too much? And then was he like talking to you about these things a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. We talked it through. I mean, obviously, he still did what he did, but I feel like I did a pretty good job at like managing that. Like, you know, he would call me whenever he needed help. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You always need that one person. To help you through things. So. No, I hear you. That's what I feel about it. That's where I come from. I mean, I've had friends that. You know.
I agree with you, dude. I agree with you. It's something that needs to be talked about, and like for you. Like going back to the question that I asked you earlier, like what kind of audience do you want to cater to? Like you're gonna get people like that, you know, as a coach, as like a person. Like for me, obviously, I've had to deal with a little bit of this. People like from Black Widow coming up to me with like personal stories. Like they feel like they open up to you, and then like you having that kind of experience in your life, I think will be very valuable to you, man. Yeah. You know, me myself, I lost my sister as well. 2.5 years ago. She had, you know, eating disorder, and then it was very rough, and then the same, like I feel like when I was able to support, I feel like I did a good job, right. You know, but like people need to feel the support, you know, people need to feel some kind of support.
People love feeling supported.
And it's not I don't think it's weakness, man. I feel it's strength. I feel strength. Being able to show vulnerability, I feel like is more a sign of strength than weakness.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot, especially for a man to say I need help. Yeah, like a lot of men can do that. Yeah, it's different for girls because when they have their girlfriends, they can reach out and be like, "Hey, you know, I'm feeling this way." For men, it's like it's not like down upon, but you know, it's kind of like down upon. So for a man to do that, it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean there are certain ways you can cope with it, man. I remember at least for like the first year for me, I was like journaling a lot, writing a lot, you know, writing down, clearing my mind, clearing my thoughts, organizing things in my head. That helped me a lot. You know, that's something that helped a lot. Writing, you know, it's not like just venting and bitching at things in your journal, but because you're writing, I feel like the fact of writing makes it so that like you slow down your thought process, because your writing isn't as fast as your thoughts, right? And then when you write, you want to write in a way that kind of like constructive manner. You're getting down to the point. Concise, You're writing the things that matter. You know what I mean? So that it clears out your thoughts. It clears out your mind, you know? There's a really nice book that I read several times. It's called Letting Go. I actually have it here.
Oh, sweet. Oh, I see it right there. Letting Go.
Yeah, it's at the top because it's one that I've read a lot of times. You know, therapy's good. You know, I feel like therapy is very good. You get to like have to talk to someone and everything. But at least in this book, it mentions like therapy sometimes can just give life to things. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whereas like if you bring things up, you sit with them, you let them pass, it can kind of help. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a book everyone should read, I feel, you know.
I'm definitely going to explore it after this. I mean, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's a good way to, you know, cuz sometimes when you vent to someone's trying to listen to you, they're just letting you kind of
they're listening,
you know, but it can be like listening and then maybe commenting and then discussing to you in a way to make you feel even worse about it. You know? Yeah. Whereas like bringing it up, sitting with it, letting it run its course. Yeah. I feel like that can be a good way also to go about things. But it's something, you know, super important. I feel like jiu-jitsu, it opens the door for people to open up about their things, to find someone they can trust someone they can talk to.
Yeah, I agree. And like you were saying with the like people at Black Widow coming up to you, I feel like as a coach that's a pretty big deal.
You're
Like
gonna
having
get
a
that.
relationship. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I would want to be that for my students. Like as a coach, I feel like in order to have a relationship with your team, you kind of need that. Obviously, I'm not going to be like the class therapist, but like I feel like if people want to come to me and they need help, I'm that person for them.
Yeah, I feel like it's an important trait that people feel like you're approachable.
Right.
Person comfortable enough to approach you, to talk to you without feeling like, oh, they're going to be judged and looked down upon if you bring something up.
Well, people generally bringing something up are already feeling judged and looked down upon, so they don't need somebody else doing the same thing.
Exactly,
or they're already feeling that way themselves. So, I just want to be that light in somebody's life.
I mean, we also mentioned, we mentioned social media. That's something important too. Like learning how to use that tool, learning how to use it in a way where it doesn't take you down. It doesn't take you down the path of depression, comparison. All those stuff that can lead you into like a hole that you don't want to get into. More of a hole. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like people can use it for certain things. Like I feel like I use it positively, so it's like not a huge deal for me to be on it because I'm not like scrolling like freaking out at seeing all these other people's accomplishments or what somebody's doing that I'm not. I feel like I see it as just pure entertainment. Yeah. Obviously you don't need that all the time, but I feel like for some people who take like social media breaks and stuff like that, it can be good for them. But that's only if you consume it in that way. Like you're always like, oh my god, look at this person. Like then it's different. Yeah,
that's one of the ways that it kind of helped me get over ADCC is I went to Brazil. I went to a place that I've never visited in my life.
That's awesome.
I went there alone. Tried to meet people from different walks of life that do different things that don't really know about Jitsu too much. It was good, man. Getting away from your day to day kind of helped get over that like down.
Yeah.
What did you do like that kind of helped you get over that down after ADCC? What did you do like after ADCC, like a couple of days, weeks later? What did it look like?
Well, I came back to Houston first. I took a long break because I got like my foot like super popped. I was super swollen. I'll show you a picture after this, but it was really bad. So I took a break in Houston. I kind of just like hung out with my family. I played a lot of video games. I just reset my mental because up until that point I was been super focused on grinding and like it was just jiu-jitsu, just ADCC, just because it was ADCC camp at the time, so we were training super hard. So after that, I took a mental break, and then obviously I got right back to it. But I just needed the break that I needed. Yeah. So yeah, I let my foot heal, let my mind heal.
Oh yeah, you couldn't really work out during that time, could you?
No, my foot was super bad.
Not even upper body stuff, like maybe go like do pull push day. Like
yeah, I would go lift, but just like in Houston I would go lift, but just like it was just mainly a break time for me. Yeah. And then after that, I feel like I was all right. It doesn't take much for me to like lock back in. Yeah. So I just needed to like take a small break and then get back to it.
Yeah, especially in jiu-jitsu with all the amount of like competitions and with so much happening, you kind of need to have that short-term memory. Not memory like telling you forget a race, but you need to be able to bounce back up. And
well, it's in the past. Like I know this is one small step or one small misstep in my journey. So if I win something like cool, it's in the past. If I don't win something like cool, it's in the past. That's just how I see things.
Yeah, people are gonna forget, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody's gonna remember. I don't even remember like youth championship. Like it was a while back. Like it's just how it is, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the way you want to look at things, man. Because that's one thing I told myself too. Like after each ADCC, I'm like, dude, I put so much importance. Not saying that this event isn't important. It's huge. It's
obviously the biggest event, but
it's the biggest event. But you put so much importance into a championship, into a specific title, that like you dedicate your whole life. Whereas if you change your mindset and then set things in a way where you're telling yourself like, hey, this is a checkpoint. Like this is just a step in the way to just make me better at what I do, on and off the mats. Like, 'cause you gotta put a lot of things in line to win, Obviously, I would say 80% of the work is done by your training. Like your training, some would argue even more, but then there's everything around training. Your mindset, your nutrition, your recovery, things you do around, training.
feel like mindset is a super big part that people like overlook sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like mindset plays a really big factor.
Yeah, and then you just gotta tell yourself like, look, this ADCC, getting ready for it, is to get me better at all those things that I can carry on with and continue to get better after. Like sleeping at a good time, like eating good, like staying away from drugs, staying away from alcohol, staying away from all these things that can hinder your journey, your process.
Right.
You mentioned mindset.
Oh, I mean, I just kind of got into that, like discovering like what a good mindset for competing is. Yeah. Because I haven't been winning a lot lately, and I've been trying to realize or like look back and think like, what can I fix? Obviously technique, but I feel like most of all it's mindset. I feel like I go into competing pretty nervous, as anyone would, but I feel like in order to overcome that, I've been breathing a lot. Thank you. I've been working on breathing. I've been working on visualization as well. I feel like after every class, I go visualize myself like competing, to get those feelings out of the way already.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you do?
Breath work is big, man. Like, I'm glad you bring it up, man. The first thing I do when I wake up is breath work.
All right.
The last thing I do before I jump on to compete is breath work as well.
Nice.
You can stimulate your brain chemistry, your pH levels in your blood. Like,
it's helped me a lot, even in competition. Just like working on my breathing with certain techniques. It's like it just helped me a ton. Yeah, it's definitely a big step I've taken.
So what, you catch yourself like controlling your breathing in certain situations? Like,
yeah, I'll just find rhythms to breathe in, or like I haven't like had like a breath coach or anything. I've just seen like I researched it a lot and looked at like certain techniques I can use.
Really?
Like, I'll use like box breathing, or I'll use like just the 4-7-8 method to go to sleep. You like inhale for 4 seconds, you hold for 7, and you exhale for 8.
Nice.
It helps me
man.
fall asleep like super easy.
Nice.
It helps in all aspects of life, in my opinion.
Dude, I'm so happy that you bring that up, man, because like some people may listen to this and be like, "Wow, this voodoo shit."
These nerds and their breath work.
Not even nerds, man, but it's so true. Like, even just before the podcast, I took 15 minutes to do breath work, to do things like that, just to bring my heart rate down, just to relax. After training, I do the same thing. Before I compete, I'll do breath of fire, they call it, but it's similar to the Wim Hof technique, where I'm like, you inhale hard, you just release, and then you inhale. So it's like a constant loop that you do. You go into your stomach, into your chest, and then you release into your stomach, and you do that for 5 minutes, and then after 5 minutes you release and hold.
Okay.
And then after you hold, dude, you feel like you feel so much like clarity. You'll feel things in your body that like you won't feel.
Really?
Like
you probably know more about it than I do. You're gonna have to show me, man.
I've been doing it a lot. Like, I'll give you an example. Like ADCC, my second matching in Smika, I did an armbar escape.
Yeah.
That, okay, there are two parts of it. There's part 1, part 2, part 3. It was like 3 things combined, right?
Yeah, I saw.
The first part I do. The last part I do a lot, but the in between, the Granby to get up to my knees, I've never done in my life.
I've never seen you do that before. I was like, wow, this is like real instinct here.
So I feel like in competition, I've had moments where I've done things, or I found like entries into things that I've never done before. Right. And I feel like I'm not gonna credit it only to the breath work, but I feel like that kind of breath work brings a certain level of clarity to your mind.
Yeah.
And it calms down your conscious part of your mind, and then it leaves your subconscious more clear. This is where your creative side comes. You know what I mean? This is where like your inner genius, whatever you want to call it, it comes more to life. And then when you go out and compete, and then that's like, it's there. I feel like, more people could benefit from that for sure.
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
You guys should do more breath work.
I think that's something that should be taught. Just like you mentioned, like, people learning how to deal with their, inner demons, their problems, their ways to, work around it. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Yeah. Super helpful.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm glad you bring it up. And I never thought, like, I've had podcasts with people older than you, man, and then we've never brought this up on the podcast,
Breathwork.
That's crazy. Not just breathwork, but like just, the idea of,
deep subjects.
Yeah, like just talking about these things. It's crazy, man. At 18-year-olds that, you're able to have these kind of thoughts, just thinking about doing things like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've always been pretty mature. I feel like even growing up, I've been like a pretty mature kid. A lot
Really?
of adults would say that I'm like pretty easy to conversate with.
Yeah.
I've just always been that way.
Yeah, but you said you have siblings, no?
Yeah.
You're the oldest one.
Yeah, I am.
There you go, man. That can be it, you know, because you kind of have to like lead the way for your what you have. You said a brother and then
a sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a.
How old?
My brother is about to turn 13, and my sister is about to turn 15.
Oh damn!
Yeah, my sister turns 15 in a week, and then a week from my sister. I mean, a month from my sister, my brother turns 13.
13. Do they both do jiu-jitsu?
My brother did jiu-jitsu for a while, but he doesn't now. He's like gonna start wrestling.
No way.
Yeah,
I remember seeing highlights of your brother.
Yeah, he's good.
He's not doing it anymore.
Not at the moment. He wants to start wrestling. It has piqued his interest. My sister, she trained for a little while, but it was mainly like for fun. It wasn't really her thing.
Okay.
She's more of an artist.
Artist?
Yeah, she likes drawing.
Nice, man.
She's super creative. I could never do that.
Like what, painting?
Mm-hmm.
What? And then so the brother now pure wrestling.
Yeah, he's about to start wrestling. He hasn't started yet, but he's about to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do they come up sometimes like with like you mentioned, like they come up with like doubts, or they come up with, you know, like things they're going through, like problems they're having in their day to day? You've had to deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, they'll text me and be like, "Hey, like,"
Text
I mean,
you?
it's nothing complex. I mean, it's like, "Hey, like,"
it's never complex, man.
Yeah.
Even doesn't matter what age it is. It's always like basic problems. You know what I mean? It's never gonna be complex for anybody.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what? They'll hit you up for things
No,
like
I mean,
what?
it's like, you know, I'm mad I had to take the trash out or something like that. Like super small things, but like
What,
that frustrates them.
They're mad at you for not taking the trash out?
No, they're mad that they had to take the trash out.
They're
Like,
mad
they're
that
mad
they-
at doing chores.
They're mad that they're doing chores?
Yeah, so like that. I mean, who wants to do chores?
You have to do chores, man.
Obviously, but you know, as a kid, you want to do chores.
That's crazy. Okay, so wait, they message you and they're like, "Hey man, I'm pissed because mom made me take out
It's mainly my brother. My sister's pretty calm and like to herself, so she doesn't really get mad over things. My brother is the one with the temper.
Okay.
I mean, he's pretty relaxed.
Because
guy,
he's the
but-
younger one, huh?
Yeah, he's the youngest one.
The youngest one always gets the best. Huh?
I mean, he's a pretty relaxed guy. He's like me. Like if you talk to him, like he's kind of shy. He's a little more shy than me, but he's pretty relaxed. But like when he's like around people he trusts and he gets mad, he's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your brother now? That's it. He's going down the path of wrestling. Where do you see him? Where do you see him ending up with wrestling? Where do you see him going?
I think he wants to come back to jiu-jitsu after that. I think this wrestling is because he noticed like a lot of people in like ADCC don't know how to wrestle.
Oh.
So like that. So I think he wanted to like have an edge on that. But I don't think his goal is to be like a crazy wrestler. I think he just wants to learn it and then come back to jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Like most people do, like my
Mix
age.
it up.
Yeah,
huh?
mix it up.
Dorian Olivares.
Yeah.
He has similar phases. I feel where he goes into wrestling like after ADCC. I haven't been around as regularly. You know, a lot of traveling, a lot of teaching. You tell me, has he been around?
He didn't come for a while. He was preparing for the Super 32. You know what that is?
I know after trials he was trying to, you know, when he won East Coast trials, he was doing something like Super 32. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I can't remember, but it's something similar. It's a huge tournament. He got third at it, I believe. That's crazy to think about that Dorian got third at a tournament. It's like,
yeah.
After training with him, I'm like, how can this guy even lose?
That's true.
He's good at it. He got third. He wrestled at 150 instead of 144 this time.
Okay.
So he went up in weight. He's a good dude, yeah.
Yeah.
But he just came back to training, I think it was a couple days ago, because he just got done wrestling. So he takes little breaks.
He just got done with wrestling?
Yeah, he was just preparing for the Super 32.
How did you meet him?
I actually competed against him a long time ago at like an IBJJF, and he like almost put me to sleep with a north-south choke.
No way.
Yeah, and then his dad like talked to me and asked me to come train with them in their garage, and I trained with them for like a good like 6 months.
What?
Yeah, like every day.
Rough.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Training with Dorian is an experience, man.
It's an experience. I feel like it made me who I am today.
Yeah.
Like just ready to do whatever.
He
it was
pushes the
hard
pace,
rounds,
man.
Yeah.
He pushes
At the time, I don't know how their training goes now because I haven't been there in a while. But at the time, we would do like different guards.
Different guards?
Yeah, we would start in different guards, and we would each work on passing the guard. It was specific training.
Oh,
like a lot of specific training.
Positional?
Yeah. And then we would do rounds, and you know whatever he wanted to work on, we would work on. We would wrestle sometimes, then we would do workouts together sometimes. We did everything together.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
So yeah, what do you think about that mixing, like mixing your time, like not like half and half the same day or like within the same session, but like taking like breaks where you completely stop doing jiu-jitsu, or you completely, because when you're doing jiu-jitsu you don't really stop wrestling. But when you're only doing wrestling, you're not doing any jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the way to go at it?
I mean, it's beneficial. I mean, I probably wouldn't do that, but I feel like for other people it works.
It works for other people, you think?
Yeah. I mean, like me personally, it probably wouldn't work, but I feel like if I could mix it in, it would.
Yeah, I
Like
feel
if I would, like I know Jason Knopf just opened a wrestling academy here
where?
in Round Rock.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I think it's like Wolfpack or something.
Northpack.
Yeah, like Wolfpack.
Okay.
But I definitely want to go over there and wrestle. So like that. Like I would probably mix in my time with that. I don't know the schedule, but like I would be down to do that. But like fully stopping one sport to do the other, I probably couldn't.
Yeah, because I mean, you're talking about competing and everything. I feel like when
Right.
you compete, you kind of need both, unless you want to continue to compete in only wrestling. Then,
Right.
then it's a different story.
Depends on your goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dorian wants to be like a super good wrestler and a super good jiu-jitsu guy. So,
Mhm.
I mean, they have these two main goals, so they're doing what they can to go after both of them.
Doesn't he want to be an MMA fighter at some point?
I'm pretty sure that's the end goal.
Yeah.
I haven't asked them about that in a while, but I'm pretty sure that's the end goal.
Yeah.
Is to be in the UFC.
What about you? MMA? Any?
No, I don't want to get
man.
punched in the face.
No, man.
No, I'm good, dude.
There's
You?
No, I mean, I started with boxing.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I've never done a day of striking in my life.
Really?
Ever. I have no idea how to punch. If
you-
I get in a street fight, I'm pulling guard.
You gotta know how to throw a punch.
Bro, it's true. I can't do anything else.
Have you
Bro, like he's laughing like he could do something, bro.
Have you ever been in a street fight before? Have you ever had to fight?
Never.
Never, huh?
No. I
Not
hope
even
I don't.
close.
No, I hope I don't.
Yeah,
Never.
me neither, man. Never.
You've never been?
Never, no. Yeah, I went to school too. Schools, like, I mean, I've seen
Yeah, I
my
mean, I'm sure
friends
school
fighting
fights,
and
yeah.
everything. You know, I've seen fights, but I've never been,
Mhm.
part of one. Not on the
Yeah.
street.
That's crazy. Have you been in a fight, Christos? You
Yeah.
have? Really?
You in school, yeah.
In
A
school?
few in school, huh?
He was a bad boy in school.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like there's always a way to avoid. I'm not gonna lie to you. I worked in the nightlife. I worked in bars. I worked in
Oh.
everything. I've split up fights, and I've even just splitting up fights. I've been hit in the head with like bottles and shit like that. Yeah, man. It's just even
This sounds kind of wild, bro. I didn't know
Yeah.
you did that.
the nightlife. Yeah, the nightlife is a brutal environment, man. Not healthy at all.
You're not a nightlife guy anymore, right?
No, man. It gets tiring really fast, brother. Being around drunk people.
Yeah, I was
you
about to
know?
say.
But it's good because it makes me like being around drunk people. It makes me see like, oh man, I don't want to be like that.
No,
I don't want to be
not
that
at
guy.
all.
I want to be like freaking sounding silly and doing things like that. And then that's when you get into fights, man. You bump into someone, your mind is not there, and now boom, the guy gets pissed off. You didn't apologize, or you didn't even acknowledge him, and it flares up, and then turns out the other guy's drunk too.
Yeah, it's
And
just like a
now
lot.
It doesn't end well, man. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. I mean,
It's never gonna end well. No street fights, man. But I started with boxing. Yeah,
nice. That's awesome.
started at TriStar Gym.
You gotta teach me, bro. I don't know how to do
You
anything.
need to know how to throw a punch, dog.
Of course, yeah.
You need to know how to throw a punch.
I
A
gotta
jab,
learn.
at least a jab, man.
I'm gonna learn from my boy. You know who Jackson Glass is?
No, what was that?
He's like an MMA fighter here. I'm sure you know who he is, bro. He's like he's got like his hair is like one stripe. And, he trains at Five Factory.
Oh yeah, see, he just
He came to Roca to train with Feely and Gary.
Feely and Gary. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
But
that.
I've seen him like do the workouts with Tim Kennedy and things like that.
Yeah, he's one of my good friends. He's a super good MMA fighter.
Yeah.
I'll have him show me how to punch.
I can teach you how to throw a jab. I know how to throw a jab. I had 6 amateur fights, man.
Really? You left that part out, bro. You just say you do a little bit of boxing. And you're like, I had 6 amateur fights, bro.
The podcast's not about me, man. It's about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're having a conversation here, bro. Tell
I
me.
appreciate you. I appreciate
I'm
you.
learning about you. You're learning about me.
I appreciate you for being interested in me too, man. Yeah, I had 6 amateur fights, man. I lost one of them. It was a split decision against another southpaw.
Oh.
You know, it's like lefty is not really common. You know, I'm lefty, so
Yeah.
You know, it was good. It was a cool experience. I was a bus boy when I was doing all that. So I was working in bars at night, boxing. It was crazy, man. And
That's just crazy.
and I was training only like private lessons because like the schedule was so messed up. Like you go to sleep at like 5-6 a.m.
No way, bro.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
And I didn't have a car back then in Montreal, so I would bike from, like, imagine it's a V, right? Montreal's a V.
Mhm.
Imagine you're at one of the extremities of the V, and then where I was working was Old Port downtown, so
Okay.
it was at the intersection, of the bottom of the V,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I was biking up and down like 45
wow.
minutes, and
Jeez.
like downtown is like you're closer to sea level, so you're going down. So after my shift, it was all uphill.
Bro.
Uphill.
You gotta drive uphill.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
But it's good, man. It's good. Have you ever had like a one of those rough jobs? You know what I mean? Like a dishwashing job or something like that?
I've never had a job before, actually.
Really?
I think I might have to get one soon. Teaching privates is my only way of making money.
Okay.
Obviously, like that one seminar was really great too. But I would like to teach more. But teaching privates right now is my only way of making money. I think I might have to get a job soon in order to like actually live.
Hey,
But,
man,
I mean, like, it's just how it is. Like, one of my like wishful thinkings was like I wouldn't have to ever get a job and just make money off jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Once I'm here, I'm like, this might not be possible, but it's been possible so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I make my money here and there. Like, it's all right. Obviously, I have like some support from my family as well. Like, it's great.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I initially, like, I didn't know what I was going to do with that money. I remember there was like a period of time where, you know, there was like a void in my life. I was very competitive in soccer. Then that came out of my life. And then, you know, I was going from you know, high school to college, you know, so it's like a lot of switch, you know, a lot of friends, like they're not around as much anymore and things like that. So I was just like, you know what, I'm going to spend the summer working as much as I can, save up as much money, you know what I mean? And I feel like it builds. I'm not saying you can't have character without it, because you can build character through any kind of hard work, you know, like training, like in the garage with Dorian. I'm sure that's gonna build your character pretty well, man.
Character build,
dude. Training with him during ACC camp was freaking like that was good preparation, man. That's like, it got me ready. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man. I mean, hey, if you can figure out a way, I don't think like at this point, because of where you are, I don't think you I'm not gonna say you're not gonna need to, but if you push your privates, you know, if you go out and then, you know, network and get in touch with people, you can probably, you know, make a very good living teaching privates.
Right, that's what I was saying before. I feel like Instagram also plays a huge part. Like, I can post my reels, you know, get my name out there, network for privates. I'm not a very like material person either. Like, you know, I only really need food and like, you know, whatever else I'm interested in. Like, I'll buy shirts and clothes and stuff, but I'm not like super like, oh, I need this shirt or I need this and that. Like, I'm pretty fine like by myself. I just need food and shoes.
Yeah. What's like, if you had to go for a job, what would it be?
I don't even know. I haven't even thought that far. Like, probably like.
Let's go now. You have to pick now.
Now? I don't even know, dude. Like,
something rough, but something you'd be okay doing.
Maybe like a male shipper or something.
Male shipper on a bike?
Yeah, on a bike.
During summer in the heat? Male shipper? Is that what it is?
No, I'm just kidding. Dude, I don't know. I mean, like, my friend Trinity works at like this place called the Museum of Ice Cream.
Okay.
And like she was just saying all you have to do is like serve ice cream and like guide people. It's a self-guided tour. It's really cool, actually. I just went the other day for my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Trinity got like me free tickets.
Yeah.
So me and
tickets?
Yeah, it's like you have to reserve your spot.
Oh, damn.
It's really cool. Yeah.
It's a museum, but you eat ice cream at the museum.
Yeah, they like give you like history and ice cream, and then they like feed you ice cream as well. It's really cool. I went with Trinity and
Hannah Griffith.
Yes.
Where's she been? I haven't seen her. I didn't see her today.
She's been sick recently.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it was actually after we went for my birthday. We went to go eat dinner, and after that day, she got like super sick. I didn't get sick, and neither did Trinity. But
damn,
she got sick for some reason. I think she's doing all right. But
okay.
She said she'll be at class tomorrow. So
Hannah Griffith, we gotta have her on the podcast soon. She's gotta.
She'll just be giggling the whole time.
Huh?
She'll be giggling the whole time.
Giggling. Bro. Yeah, it'll be just 2 hours of her giggling and me trying to have a conversation with her. Perfect. I'm sure the listeners would love that. Yeah.
Hannah's giggling?
Hannah's giggling, for sure. I mean, if you guys listen to the episode with Luke, you will hear her giggling in the background. So get you a little...
It's contagious.
Get you a little taste. If you guys like it, drop it in the comments. So, okay, you want to serve ice cream? Is that what you want to do?
I mean, it sounds like the easiest job. I feel
would you work with Trinity at that place?
Yeah. Totally.
You guys will not, like, you know, be able to get along at the job as well?
I mean...
Yeah, what do you think, Trinity?
She's like, what do you think? Would we be able to get along? Did we get along in general?
I don't think she wants it, man.
It does not sound like she wants me there. All right, fine then. I'll go work. Like, I'll go do something else. Clearly.
Me, you know, I grew up making my own, like, you know, dinners, salads. My mom cooks. My mom's a freaking black belt cook with Lebanese food. My mom, like, amazing cook, you know. But I just like prepping my own food. I enjoyed it. Even today, you saw like,
it looks like you enjoyed it, bro. You were vibing, dude. You were making the food.
Yeah,
I made some awesome food right before this. It was awesome.
Fed the.
You give me Lebanese bagels.
No, I mean, it's not Lebanese. It's just guy, Lebanese bagels. I mean, if you had to give it a nationality, I would say it would be Jewish bagels. Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Jewish bagels.
Yeah, man. Montreal bagels is basically like, Lebanese bagels. This guy.
That's what
man.
you said, dog. I was like, this tastes really good.
Langino.
I was like, this tastes really good, dude. This is some Lebanese bagels.
So what? Like tortillas would be Mexican bagels?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know, man.
Yes, I would, bro.
You've
I
never
love
been to
tortillas.
Mexico. How would you know?
Bro, I love tortillas, bro.
You like Mexican food?
Yeah, I do.
Do you cook?
I cook a lot. Do I cook?
Yeah.
I don't know how to cook, dude.
You don't know how to cook?
I'll be honest. I can make
How do you-
eggs. I can make.
You make eggs like me? Who makes better eggs?
No,
You or me?
You for sure. You
Yeah.
make better eggs for sure, dog.
Okay. You don't cook?
No, I don't.
Meal
I mean,
prep?
I mean, like,
It's not
I mean,
hard.
like,
man.
it's not hard to meal prep. I can make pasta and stuff, but it's like
not hard. Let me give you a secret about cooking. Okay, you just have to get clean ingredients,
Mhm.
fresh. Okay, they have to be healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you have to season them reasonably, and you have to get a little bit creative with the seasoning. Okay,
Okay.
cayenne pepper, black pepper.
This is the free cooking advice for you guys.
It's not hard, man. It really isn't, dude. And then.
No,
like,
I need it, bro. Thank you.
No, but seriously, like cooking is you look at what's available in the house. Okay, obviously you need to have inspiration of like things you've had in restaurants, things that you see commonly in menus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what it is, man. You see
Yeah, it's
what's
just
available in
recreation.
the house, and you whip things up. And just like let's say in Jiu-Jitsu, what do you need? You need knee elbow connection. You need to make sure you
Right,
clear.
yeah.
You need to clear the grips off your head. You need to keep limbs on the inside. Although you can play from outside position sometimes. I'm not saying you
Obviously,
never
yeah.
want to play, but it's the same.
You can be creative, is what you're trying to say. You can take different things.
But there are basic fundamentals you want to have. You want to have a little bit of sweet. You want to have a little bit of savory. You want to have a little bit of acidic. You want to have there are like 4 parts of your tongue that you got to stimulate all 5 of them.
Oh, there are 4 parts. You stimulate all 5. Dude.
I mean, look, I don't know. Like
I'm learning today.
There are better ways to describe it. This was like a white belt way of describing it. My understanding is very shallow, but when I listen to these YouTube videos, you can teach yourself anything on YouTube.
I mean, I haven't like actually tried to learn how. I'm sure if I learned how, I'd be great at it. But I've never taken the time to.
So like when you see like these high level chefs, they'll always put something a little acidic, something a little bit sweet, something salty, something a little bit more like this, like that. You know what I mean? So like today in my rice and chicken, I put a little bit of honey, I put a little bit of sriracha, lemon juice. You know what I mean? Like these different.
You're making me hungry again, dude. That sounds
Man,
good.
but it was easy, and then I always whatever I end up doing is good. Like
Yeah. I mean, you look like you're having a good time.
Yeah. So, anyways, I brought that up because for me, when I got my first job, it was basically in a kitchen. I was like, oh, this is a pastry shop, and in Montreal is like very heavy French influence.
Of course. Yeah.
So they have a lot of these French bakeries with croissant, with baguettes.
Croissant.
Say croissant for me.
Croissant.
Say it closer to the
Okay,
microphone.
wait. Say it first.
Croissant.
Croissant.
Good. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Dude, actually, Houston, you guys have a very good food scene.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah?
We have good food. I feel like it's way better than Austin's. That's the one thing I feel like Houston has better than Austin. I feel like I like Austin better than Houston, but I feel like Houston has way better food.
No, the diversity in food in in Houston, and like culture wise, that's something that like I really miss about living in Montreal.
Oh, really?
Because Austin's I don't know. I don't go out that much.
You just went back there, right?
to where? To
Montreal? Yeah. You get some good food?
Yeah. I mean, when I go to Montreal, I mostly eat my mom's food, man. My mom's cooking pretty much all the time.
That's awesome, bro.
So homemade food, healthy stuff. Like I go there, I lose weight, and I eat 10 times more. It's all like clean, healthy,
That's awesome.
fresh. She comes after work, my man, boom, whips it up. Bless. People are like, oh, I want to leave the house. I want to leave my parents. I'm like, brother, no, trust me.
No, bro.
You want to. I'm not saying don't evolve, don't prosper in life, but try to stay close to the. I feel like try to stay close to the family.
Family's important, dude.
Yeah, 100%, man. It doesn't have to be blood. Sometimes some people, man, they're
Anybody can be your family.
We're unfortunate to some things happen, tragedy happens sometimes in people's lives. Maybe it's not blood, maybe it's someone you feel close to, stay close,
Right.
that's it gives you strength. It's a boost. It's a boost for you.
I mean, I feel like my friend was family. I mean, before he committed suicide, I feel
Yeah.
like we're that close. I mean, I've known him for so long.
Yeah.
It's like at that point, you're family. I feel like.
That's crazy, man. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. It makes me sad to hear. But at least, man, you don't have any regrets, no? When it comes to your
I feel like
relationship with him.
I did as much as I could. I'm happy it happened.
Yeah.
He's a great dude.
You happy? Yeah, I mean, whatever, man. Sometimes, dude, sometimes like the suffering is just like for it to get to that point where someone decides to like You
to
know?
really end their life. It's pretty sad.
It means the
when you think
suffering
about
is,
it,
is unbearable, you know, and some people don't understand it. People downplay that stuff. People, just you don't relate, you don't understand, you can't judge it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people's suffering really gets to a point where it's better to just not suffer anymore, no longer suffer.
Right. That's why I have my view on it. Like, I think people should have somebody to talk to, because I've seen it firsthand of somebody, you know, they have people to talk to, but they can't really, you know, get their feelings out, and it ends up getting too much, and then it happens.
Damn, man. Yeah. Sad, but that's life, man. We're all gonna
life,
die.
yeah.
You know,
It's
we'll
gonna
leave a good impact. You know, try to leave a good impact, and I feel like we're doing just that with this episode, my man Lengino.
Definitely, bro.
Yeah, man.
I like this conversation so far.
I enjoyed it, man. We can keep going for hours and hours, man. But yeah, man, I want to thank you for jumping on this. You know, I want to thank you for taking the time, dude. It was really, really cool getting to you know getting to know my man Lengino a little bit better. Promise me you will get into Spanish.
Dude, I will. I've tried before, but I haven't been too serious about it. I will actually start trying to learn.
Because you talk about teaching, right?
Right.
You talk about coaching. You talk about, you know, impacting people, you know, all that stuff. Dude, going to different places in the world and teaching, it does just that, man. It really does just that. That's one of the things I forgot that I enjoyed that much, but I really do, man.
Right.
Traveling, teaching, and then, like, I mean, obviously it's work, but anything in life you're gonna have to put effort into. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I feel like it's something you should definitely invest some time, energy into, like, because it's where you're from, man.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's a heavy influence of Mexican culture in Houston.
It can only benefit me. I feel like there's no downside to learning another language.
No, man. You got to find out where your mom is from in Mexico. And then you got to try to go there.
I'll ask her right after this.
Yeah. You want to...
She's not even from Mexico. She was born in Houston, but her parents are from... I'm pretty sure they're from Mexico.
So you're second generation, like, Mexican here? You?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's good. It's not that far away, man. You can backtrack and you can bring that back into your life, man.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I mean, yeah, that's a good idea. I should definitely explore it. I mean, it's just something I've never thought of until you bring it up now. So I'm like thinking about it and processing it.
Yeah, I mean, you get to discover new cultures, man. You get to discover new cultures. You get to see other ways of living. You know.
Yeah.
You get to see that. You know, there are other ways of doing the same things and accomplishing the same goals. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just opens your mind to new things. It makes you more accepting of differences. You know what I mean?
Right.
It makes you more understanding of
different people,
of differences in people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can't expect everybody to be the exact same as you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody's different.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. So yeah, we'll I'll follow up with you for sure. I'll follow up with you. We'll
keep me on track.
we'll have a section of the next episode I do with you in Spanish.
Oh no, bro.
Yes, you don't have the choice, brother. We're gonna speak Spanish next time.
Let's go.
You're gonna do it in Spanish, guys. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. We're gonna keep making improvements. Okay, Landon, it was his first episode. Okay, I'm sure this guy is gonna. I think you're gonna make some noise in jiu-jitsu, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I want to.
Your work ethic, just looking at you, fucking driving 6 hours a day every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether you were support or not, that speaks volumes, man. The drive and determination. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays in our generation where people want quick fix.
Right.
Want everything quick. You know, they don't want to put the effort. You know, it's nice to have. It's refreshing to get to talk to you and then see that, you know, you can't paint everybody with the same. We can't paint a whole generation with the same brush and then put you guys all in the same boat that you guys want the quick fix, the easy way out. Some people like you, man, 18 in that generation, putting in the effort,
take the hard road,
grinding, training doubles, putting in the work, and that's why I feel like you're gonna be on a lot more podcasts, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you for having me. I'm super grateful.
Dude, thank you, man. Thank you for jumping on, and I look forward to seeing your, you know, the journey where it takes you, and I hope I play, you know, a massive role in it. I hope I can, you know, help you level up as much as I can, you know, help you level up your game, and then whatever it is that you need, brother.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Guys, like as we mentioned in every episode, please, if you guys enjoy this, if you guys have any, you know, feedback, whatever it is, let us know. Subscribe, Okay, click on the subscribe button. Share with your friends. If we shouted out someone that you guys know or recognize or whatever it is, let them know, guys. Take the time between sets at the gym, between chopping up vegetables and switching the laundry,
Putting the spices in.
seasoning your food. Okay, click on forgot your password. Get your password. Remember it. Write it down somewhere. Okay, tell I don't know. Tell your best friend about it, so two of you guys know it. And then subscribe. Give us the impressions to take this to the next level. Okay, like I said, this is the FBI interrogation table. It's good. It's intimate. I'm pretty close to my boy Langinho, but we want the couches. I don't want to finish these episodes with back pain. Okay, and we want to be able to take these episodes, to take this podcast to the next level.
Next level podcast.
Yeah, man.
Double OT.
Double OT. OT, OT. Never much love when we go OT.
Bro.
Landon, last question. Music. What kind of music we listening to?
Dude, I listen to a lot of music. I listen to rap. I listen to R&B. I listen to anything. Put on anything. I just like music. Dude.
Anything but Mexican music.
Anything Mexican music. No.
Corrido. You know that?
Yeah, I know.
Does your mom play corrido?
No, she's not that Mexican.
Damn, man. I'm more Mexican.
She's like a coconut. She's like brown on the outside but white on the inside.
I love that. Coconut's good. It's healthy for you, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You like coconuts?
No.
No?
No.
Where have you ever tried like actual coconut water?
I haven't.
You haven't?
I mean, I don't like coconuts in general, but coconut water is alright. I mean, it's not that good.
Have you ever had coconut from a coconut?
No.
Coconut water.
Coconut from coconut.
Have you ever had coconut water?
I have not.
Then you don't know what you.
I might have had coconut water, but like in the store.
Shit.
But have you?
Of course.
You
bro.
have?
100%. I've been to Costa Rica.
Oh, that's
Okay.
fair. Yeah, you've
I
definitely had
bought it from the supermarket. Myth. Don't do that. Okay. I went to Brazil.
Don't do that.
I went to Brazil.
Yeah,
and I
fair.
stayed right by the beach, brother. I wake up and you do that, long ass warm up that I do before training.
Oh yeah.
I do that by the beach, break a sweat, and then there, my man, they have these swimming suits called sunga.
Sunga.
You know the Hickson Gracie documentaries where he's wearing these Vale Tudo very like short shorts and stuff. I bought myself one, man.
Oh,
I bought
really?
myself a sunga, and I would do all my hip stretches, those hip opening stretches, all the, knee down, elbow up stuff.
Yo,
I
bro.
do it in my sunga at the
He's
beach.
doing Zumba outside on the beach, bro.
It's Zumba and a sunga. So yeah, I'd grab myself a couple of coconuts, and man, that's the life right there. That's the life right there.
Dude.
Living by the water, I think we're human beings. We're meant to be close to the water.
That sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah, hopefully one day we can grow this podcast up and then build a gym in, I don't know.
Well, the podcast by the water.
Yeah, we'll have the sound of waves instead of the sound of Christos farting and doing.
Crystal snickering at me in the corner, bro.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments, guys, if you prefer the sound of farts or waves. We're gonna lock it off here, guys. Or Christos, or whatever it is. We're gonna lock it off, guys. Here, stay tuned for the next podcast, and that's it. We're out.
Let's go.
Little Genius, we're done, baby.